What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another Summer League highlight reaction / analysis video, and we're talking about Allen Graves, Raptors 19th overall pick, a prospect who I liked a decent bit. I had him ranked around the range he got drafted, special instincts, special stuff as a rebounder, but some potential athletic questions. I'm curious to see how his game translates to the highlight tape, but I know he's been phenomenal. I only got to watch a little bit of Graves when I was at Summer League in Vegas. Gonna have a vlog posted as soon as I get around to editing it and doing it all. The audio is not wonderful. I should have done better, but it'll be cool content regardless. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see on the channel. Great cut from Allen Graves to open the game up. He just does little things really well. Great pass from Nate Biddle, who I was a big fan of. He would have gotten drafted probably if he didn't have so many injuries throughout his career, but great timing and placement by Biddle. Good catch and finish by Allen Graves. I'm not sure we're actually going to see it happen, but Allen Graves seems to have grabbed an offensive rebound or a loose ball, as he tends to do. He does that all the time, kicks it out, ball swings. Once again, little thing king Allen Graves. His positioning, his relentlessness on the offensive glass is one of the best in the class. Here's Graves turning some defense into offense, as he did quite a bit at Santa Clara, running in transition, drawing a foul there, I believe. Nope, he just ended up getting blocked. Okay, maybe that wasn't as much of a highlight as it previously seemed. Graves getting up in space here. Definitely have some worries about his athleticism, but he has the size and the length at least to like be a force around the rim at times, and he's willing to go up and try to dunk in traffic, even if he's not a crazy vertical athlete by any means. While Graves is a phenomenal defender away from the ball, his on-ball defense was a bit of a question for me. He's a bit high up, his hips are kind of stiff, and an athlete like Hugo Gonzalez was easily able to beat him off the dribble, force help, and lob it up to Chris Sinach, who slams it down. Oh my god. I've seen some cool flashes from him. I'm excited to catch some highlights, dive into what he's been doing. Graves gonna get caught on the screen here. Doesn't look like the Raptors were bringing any help, or at least I don't know if they were supposed to. They definitely didn't, but Graves couldn't recover in time. Again, a lot of these little things, especially on defense in Summer League, don't really matter for long-term evaluations, and as I always say, but I feel like I must say, this is mostly for fun. It's been a decent amount of like transition and scramble situations, cuts, offensive rebounds. That is what Allen Graves does, but this is a nice controlled finish with the inside hand, a little bit of a reverse there. Shooting is gonna be a nice question for Allen Graves. He was a pretty good shooter in college, low volume, but really high efficiency. His jumper is a little clunky, but hopefully he's going to be a guy who can eventually space the floor from volume and actually, force some issues. And he's always running back in transition. Oh my God, Chris Sinach. Was that Chris Sinach? No, that was Dylan Mitchell. Quite the athletic Summer League Celtics team. More good work from Allen Graves on the cut. And again, a lot of teams in the NBA, especially the Celtics, next pick and rolls. And next just means that instead of the guard defender or the big trying to recover after hedging, the one pass away defender basically recovers and does the hedge himself. Of course, that leaves exposed to cut. Defense is exposed to cuts like this. Great pass from Biddle again. Allen Graves catches in traffic and is able to finish with nice touch. He had a nice hook shot in college that who knows how much he'll get to actually show that off in the league, but the fact that he has that touch, I like to see him bringing up the ball and getting some pick and roll reps. This is very nice. Get downhill, Allen Graves. Okay, not something we saw much of at all in college, but running some ball screen action, straightening his angle to the basket, finishing in traffic through contact. Really nice play by Graves. Wow. More Allen Graves on-ball defense, and he does a much better job here, switched onto a guard. His feet are moving more smoothly, and he's going to end up forcing a pass out. Sinach's going to hit the pick and pop three, but good defense there from Graves. Here's what Allen Graves does. Pressuring the ball, he's going to end up getting a steal from behind and help his team score in transition. Graves getting up, dunking with his length. More Allen Graves action in the fourth quarter. I'm sure we're going to see him spotting up a lot in the corner this season, and being a spacer from there is definitely going to be a key thing for him to do. It's something I think he can do in due time. Graves certainly isn't a crazy dynamic shot maker, but if you leave him wide open, like he's plenty good enough to make these shots on like pick and pops, trailing, clutch one late in the fourth quarter right there. So I do have a decent amount of faith in him becoming a shooter, and look at the instincts. He nearly nabs that steal and ends up actually giving up a three, but maybe a smidge late on this closeout in the scramble situation again, but that's a good shot from Chris Sinach to send this game to overtime. We got overtime of highlights. Once again, we've got Graves spotting up on the wing, getting a lot of wide open looks, and to his credit, he is converting them. That's what you want to see. And just for good measure, Allen Graves crashing the glass just seems to have an innate sense for where the ball is going to go, where he needs to be to like pluck it out of the air. He has the length, to get to these loose balls, and it is in vain for the Raptors here as they try to get a three. You get a decent look, honestly, and Graves gets another offensive rebound. Like, this is a peak Allen Graves possession. He is such an incredible creator of extra possessions, which is such a key thing in the modern NBA. Let's get to our second highlight of the day. Hey, Danny Green, against my Pacers, who don't have the most interesting summer league team in the world. Shout out Jalen Slauson, but another pick and roll rep. I'm sure there's plenty of those that we aren't seeing, and I wish we would have gotten to see the end of this one. Looks like Graves loading up to make a pass to this cutter. I would imagine he doesn't score because it would be in the highlight tape otherwise, but nice to see Graves at least looking to make these passes off of a live dribble. Another great steal here from Allen Graves, picking off the pass in the open court. Once again, the instincts here. Look at how far away he is when he's reading Braden Smith. He breaks on the ball before Smith throws it. That's all he needs, and his reflexes and like quick arm swipes and stabs at the ball are really crazy. And shout out to him picking up full court. You love to see it. A lot of rookies picking up full court in summer league, showing that they, can do the dog defense. And this is an awesome play. Wow, really impressive stuff. I love this action. Biddle setting a quick flare for Graves in the corner. The Pacers are very slow to switch this, and Graves is going to find Biddle on the bounce pass. Shout out to Nate Biddle. I think he could legitimately help the Raptors. He's an awesome player who I liked quite a bit. But man, Graves with some really impressive stuff off the dribble, and he's just always around the ball. This time we're going to get Allen Graves catching the ball in the post with Braden Smith switched on to him. Smith was honestly a really good defender, switched on to post ups, especially denying entry pass. But once the pass is in there, it can be tough. We see a helper come down, which could lead Graves to skip it to the corner, but he patiently waits for the cutter and gets a pretty high quality look for his teammate there. Just a patient, good decision from Graves, using his gravity and his size to exploit a mismatch. Graves getting so many of these steals and deflections and transition. You can just see his reflexes are unreal. He doesn't give away that he's going to go for the steal until whoops, his arms is out and he gets the ball in bounds somehow and keeps it to himself. He's such an impressive defensive playmaker. I do think that kind of elite trait gives him an extremely high defensive ceiling that I don't know if he really got credit for. Graves, once again, going to work on Braden Smith, makes the simple play. Like, his decision making is very impressive at times with the ball. This time, Graves acting as the screener full court. He's going to get maybe the longest pick and roll of all time with a nice runway from beyond half court. And Graves has been pretty impressive in transition, using his size to get downhill, finish with touch. Here we see Graves taking a tough shot off the dribble. Again, wish we could have gotten more of this clip, but I like the long stride, and he tries to go up with his left and try a little hook shot, but he's not going to be any kind of, crazy space creator off the dribble. That's not why he was drafted, right? That's just not what his role is. But I do like that they're allowing him to do stuff on the ball and just get those reps. That's what Summer League is for, after all. Another Allen Graves steal, this time nabbing a backdoor cut, and again, his reflexes and his anticipation are crazy. Braden Smith gets a little bit of a step on him, but Graves, in kind of a weird position, just always seems to know exactly where to put his hands. And again, he doesn't just deflect the ball away, he deflects it to himself. Oh my God, what a dunk by Namari Burnett. That's another player I kind of like as a sleeper. Nice kind of like 3-and-D reboundy guard. Speaking of rebound, Allen Graves always coming in to try to impact the glass. Allen Graves has first made 3 of this Pacers game, and his wide base and his set shot, it does work for him. He gets it off decently quick there as well, and another 3 over a semi-contest. That's maybe one of the more impressive shots I've seen him make in Summer League, of course. More Graves on the ball. I like Riank Mast. I hate these box and box from ESPN. Please stop the split screen. I just want to watch the game full screen, but a lot of Allen Graves post work in this game, and that is probably not the best shot in the world, but I like that we're getting some kind of diversified usage from him, especially compared to that first Celtics game. Again, at least in terms of the highlights. Another quick flash of on-ball defense. Again, wish we saw more, but looks like he switches on to Taylor Peter, cuts off his drive and forces a pass, and he's going to slide down again, but the Pacers are going to drive in and score, because the Pacers are the most goated team of all time, of course. Here's another example of Graves' gravity helping create a shot, and Nate Biddle is just an awesome passer. He's showing that off. Seth Lundy for 3. This is a sick Raptors team, but But another mismatch here, which forces Talon Peter to sink down in the paint. Biddle perfectly times that pass, and like I said, he has just been phenomenal as well in these highlights. Graves brings up the ball, relocates into open space. You're seeing so many examples of like the subtle high feel on display, and of course, it's all amplified when he's hitting threes like he has been so far in Summer League. Here's some more solid on-ball defense from Graves against Jalen Slauson, who I liked quite a bit as a prospect actually, and he's balling for the Pacers, but contains his drive well enough for the help to come over and block the shot. So while Graves definitely has room to grow, and I do think he'll always be somewhat limited as an on-ball defender in terms of his positional versatility, against wings, I see there are plenty of ways for him to be solid. And again, if you're going to leave him wide open, he's probably good enough at shooting to make you pay. Graves kind of getting beat there at the point of attack by Braden Smith. You don't want him against guards regularly, in my opinion. And another Allen Graves deflection down to 1 minute 43 seconds left, and you see he should be getting beat on these backdoor cuts, but he just isn't. He has the crazy reflexes and anticipation. I keep saying that, to keep these balls in bounds, to get these deflections. Like the fact that even in the defensive, like in the highlight tape, we can see the crazy defensive playmaking, and looks like they were going to involve him in the action, but Jaden Bradley just blows right by. And to end the game, we have Allen Graves making a play at the basket. He's on time, he hops off 2 feet, he gets outside of the restricted area, he's vertical, and his teammate combos for a huge block. So man, again, these are only highlights, but I'm only doing 2 games. I think he played one more game against the Rockets that I could do, and he had less points. I don't really feel like it. Anyways, Allen Graves, like really impressive in these highlight tapes. I love seeing him do a lot of stuff that he's probably not going to do much, at least in year 1 for the Raptors. Especially with Kawhi on the team now, there's not going to be as much room for him to handle the ball or actually create or do stuff like that. But it was very cool to see some of the flashes in Summer League. And, you know, some of the weaknesses pop through, and obviously Graves is a very foul-happy player. You're not going to see as much of that in the Summer League highlights. But thanks everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Let me know what kind of stuff you want. I have some exciting content for the summer plan that I am quite excited about. But once again, have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I'll see you all next time.